right, so to those people saying that I disrespected Abike Dabiri with my approach, first of all, God will punish you. Secondly, God will punish Abike Dabiri. God will punish Abike Dabiri times 1,000 times. God punish her.
And we went into detention. I saw one of the most horrific sights of my life. I remember that girl who held on to my leg and said, in pidgin, because she didn't want them to hear her speak English, they will understand. And she said, watch my video.
These first-time Nigerian migrants heading home from this holding facility are worried that the plane will leave without them. The only thing on their mind now is to get home.
Especially because of the response she gave. God punish her. Go back to the video and watch. Did you even watch the video? Did I not mention in the video that they reached out to NAPTIP and NAPTIP made empty promises? Who is the next to reach out to after NAPTIP? When there are Nigerians outside Nigeria being maltreated, who will be the next? Are they not in diaspora? So when you reach your table and you say, okay, yes, now NAPTIP, why you not say you go use your office? Because you won't shame very dark man. You won't shame me, they sweet you, they laugh. Because your children know they, or your friends' children know they. You know, so now they only take responsibility when it affects people that they close to, or when I want to use Nigeria and shine. All the people they help you do damage control, God punish them. I don't post video where concern you. You never ever respond. For the first time, you see the one you know concern where you want you shine. I who told you it does not concern you. God punish you.
Everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. When I came across this particular video of VDM talking about the human trafficking in Sierra Leone, on how young girls are being trafficked to do some unspeakable work in Sierra Leone, I just thought, okay, let me just slump the video based on, I know most of you might not be interested, but it seems it's more than what I previously watched, and this thing is making news headline, and it has resolved to national issues that they are dragging each other and everybody is now involved. But first of all, I want us to make breakdown on how the Arise TV News treated this whole case because VDM make a threat, how they all makes their contributions towards that video that VDM make after he called out Madam Abike. We'll be right back to do some exegesis to it.
Martins Vincent O'Shea, popularly known as Very Dark Man, has highlighted the plight of young girls trafficked from Nigeria to Ivory Coast. In a video posted on Instagram, the activist called on the chairperson of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, giving her a 1-week ultimatum to repatriate the girls to Nigeria, warning that her failure to act will result in serious problems. He claimed that the trafficked girls in Ivory Coast were in their hundreds and that some were as young as 12 years old. Let's take a look.
To Abike Dabiri, the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora, after this post, I am giving you exactly 1 week to find solution to this. Exactly 1 week. If after 1 week, these girls are not back to this country, I'll give you the biggest problem you have ever seen in your life. Nigerians, let me show you something. Take a good look at this.
I don't think any of these girls, I don't think any of them here is up to 15. Let me ask them, they say they are from Niger, but some people from Niger have come and they found out that they are actually from Kano. So it seems like they've taken them to Niger before to go and beg. Sure. So from Niger now, they were moved here. So they think that they are from Niger, but they are originally from Kano, where they were moved to go to Niger to go and beg. So these are actually Nigerian kids. This is like 0.3% or 2% of the entire problem that is happening here in Cote d'Ivoire, because there's a lot of shanties where a lot of Nigerians are, where they are using them for sex trafficking here in Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, meanwhile, Abike Dabiri has reacted to VDM's ultimatum, calling it ignorant and misinformed. Let's take Abike Dabiri's tweet. She wrote on X, "Totally wrong, misinformed, and ignorant call. Have you heard of NAPTIP Nigeria? It's the agency responsible solely for trafficking. NIDCOM has collaborated with them as much as we can. And for your information, using my own personal resources, not government, I'm sure NAPTIP Nigeria will treat appropriately. I advise you to tag them. I mean, Vimbai, this is a huge topic. I mean, I know on the cover of Daily Trust newspapers, if we can pull that up, and their lead story on the Daily Trust is traffickers using digital platforms to lure Nigerians. And NAPTIP is saying that over 7,000 victims have been rescued in 2 years. Digital platform. And of course, I reached out to Abike Dabiri, and she did talk to me about what kind of collaboration that they have been doing with NAPTIP. And she was graceful to send me, some of the roles of NAPTIP. I'll just read a few of them, and then I'll come to you. And, powers of NAPTIP, I'd like to educate Nigerians. They have the powers, one, to investigate whether any person, body, or entity has committed an offense under this act or the offense of trafficking under any law. 2, enter into any premises, property, or conveyance for the purpose of conducting searches in furtherance of its functions under this act or under any other law. 3, arrest, detain, and persecute offenders under this act or any other law on trafficking in persons in Nigeria. I mean, I would say kudos to NAPTIP, really. 7,000 Nigerians in 2 years. It's a lot. And, kudos to also VDM for going out there and highlighting the plight of these young children who have been trafficked, most of them unknowingly, to Ivory Coast, saying that there are hundreds that are out there. As much as we give kudos to NAPTIP, we urge them to look into the case of those children trafficked to Ivory Coast.
Thank you so much for that. And those are the main points. First of all, I begin with those girls, not just these girls, all victims of trafficking around. Yes, it's a tall order for NAPTIP, but for now we know about this group, so we continue to advocate for NAPTIP in collaboration with NIDCOM to do something about this. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to Very Dark Man, I think it's important for us to always encourage activism,
yes,
and for us to, to commend it. However, it's also important for us to set out the structures in the manner which we do so. I know he has his own way of communicating and getting his message across to his followers and so forth, but it's important to note that we can't threaten people on social media. That is not correct.
Yes.
Now to the main issue. NIDCOM itself, under Madam Abike Dabiri, last year, remember there was the issue of the Nigerian girls in Ghana. Yes. 13 of them. And she personally went to Ghana to visit these girls who had been promised jobs as sales girls in Ghana, and in collaboration with other stakeholders were able to bring them in. As from just the end, in the second half of last year, they were able to repatriate about 163 girls, young ladies who had been trafficked to various parts of the world. That's NIDCOM's own collaboration. So that's, separate to what NAPTIP is doing. So I understand, NIDCOM is more visible. So I understand the call to NIDCOM. She is doing her part in her capacity. It's not actually her ministry. That's not the work of the Diaspora Commission. NAPTIP is the national agency for the prohibition of trafficking in persons. That's why we're appealing for them to now get their attention to this particular issue concerning these young girls, so they can work in a way that they have done so many times in the past to bring them back. Now, digital platforms, you now have what's happening in the region. You have Togo, you have Ghana, you have Cote d'Ivoire. Further off, you have Saudi Arabia, you have Qatar, you have so many countries where jobs are advertised. Sales girl, nanny, domestic staff, and so forth. And so many young girls get stuck out there. Those who come back with their lives are fortunate, because many get there and they find that it's not real work, that they're enslaved, that they're abused, that the stories are harrowing, not just from Nigeria, from across Africa. So I'm really glad that we're talking about this, that this conversation has now come to the front burner. And as much as it is not, the onus is not on NIDCOM NIDCOM to focus on this issue. We thank them for the collaboration in the past, and we hope that they can continue the collaborative work with all of the stakeholders involved. Because with that Ghana issue, there was Nigerians in Ghana Diaspora Association, just volunteers who came together. So this is a community effort. So let's all come together in a positive light. I don't think there's a necessity for us to abuse each other and threaten each other. This is a collaborative agenda that has to come together. So very important to just highlight that.
Well, Rufai, I'd like for you to speak to the Daily Trust newspaper, trafficking using digital platforms. I mean, it's become a nightmare at this point. I know that you're really, good with these platforms and digital age now. Talk to us about how this sort of incident can be prevented.
The truth is, it's a big recruitment ground for all these traffickers. A lot of Facebook, TikTok, not too really much on Twitter as much as Facebook and TikTok particularly. Instagram. This platform easily can be used, and that's why you should be careful. Because what they prey on is the poverty in the land and your own greed.
Yeah.
And that's why this morning when we're talking about the economic numbers, things are not well in Nigeria. That's why it's so easy. If you hear what they promise these people, Audrey, you'll be shocked. Paltry amounts of money. I do a lot in the charity speech. I interface with a lot of poor people. I mean, I see at an outreach in the village over the weekend. So I know what a couple of thousands can do. I know how people will take on anything. And that's why, please, we'd like to call on the authority to do the needful to educate them. And that's why we'd like to ask NAPTIP, where is the 85 million naira you put in the budget, your budget this year for publicity? Probably we can start by using that money to do even if possible social media campaigns, if the money is being approved. Because I've also talked to people in NAPTIP. What they complain about is that it's not that they don't want to do these things, but the budget is never enough.
Yes.
In fact, somebody was telling me how the wife of maybe it's President Tinubu had to provide a bus for an organization that helped repatriate these young people. I feel very that man's plight. But when you go to the nitty-gritty of these agencies, it's not that easy. What they propose in the budget is not what they get in the end. Especially for the fact that our budget has been greatly hampered by this Trump tariff situation. So most people will not get everything to get by. And Abike Dabiri was right. It's really supposed to be the role of NAPTIP. But how well has NAPTIP been funded? How well have we done the education? But Oji, the most important part of all of this is economic empowerment. Just some minutes ago, I was talking to somebody and said, what does poverty mean? Passing over opportunity regularly. If people have things doing, they will not be trafficked for paltry amounts. In many years ago, when Nigeria was still a lot better, you had a reduction in this story. It's when Nigeria started to go bad, you started hearing trafficking of people to Italy and all of that. The height of it was when they did that movie, Glamour Girls, in the 90s. That was when, it was really out there and the scourge was out there. So we should do everything to ensure that the economy works. If the economy works, we'll have less of all of this.
All right, we have put the searchlight on Ivory. Good point. Okay, go ahead.
First, to commend Abike Dabiri at Irewa. She has been doing an excellent job running the Diaspora Commission. Since she took over that agency, she has been very proactive. She's been very excellent in terms of meeting the objectives, the mandate of that particular agency. Two, the point has been well made that there's a body called NAPTIP that is responsible for trafficking in persons, which is an offense under the laws of Nigeria. And those laws need to be enforced. Now, let's go to the third point. I'm trying to be very brief about a very dark man, Martin Ose. I appreciate his, enthusiasm, almost like portable, getting overexcited over many things. That's Abibo Okikiola, who now says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and all that, and he's looking for an opportunity to get into the ring. Look, some of these people who have space on social media, they get over-enthusiastic. And they abuse the platform. I think that Martin Ose, saying that he was giving Abike Dabiri 1 week ultimatum. Abike Dabiri, I'm warning you, 1 week. Otherwise, I will create serious problems for NIDCOM. Look, that's beyond the pale of decorum. He can make his point. He has done very well to draw attention to the issue. But he has no right to threaten a state official. Okay? So I think that was a bit overboard. And all these people who say they are on Instagram, they are on this and that. Yes, media has become very democratic. Right. But there's also too many quacks and ignorant people, right, using that space and going, beyond their boundaries. Right. I think it's a statement about Abike Dabiri and NAPTIP. It's unfair. All right. And we need to underscore that. All right. Very well said. He can do his activism, but you should do so with some level, of education. All right. Not ignorance.
Well, we have turned the searchlight now on our girls in Ivory Coast, and we urge NAPTIP and, of course, NITCOM to do their best to bring our girls back home.
Now, most of us might already know who Ruben Abati is. Ruben Abati, for me, I don't know if he's a TV personality or a politician. Maybe it's just somebody that just states the facts. Maybe he says it as it is. But sometimes you always sense or figure out some certain things that he's saying that is taking side or is taking side with the politicians. I don't know, especially when it has to do with APC. But let's cut a spade a spade. Remember the first video was when VDM said he was coming to Nigeria regarding to the case of him and Messi Shimo on how they declare him wanted and all of that, and how he also stopped at Sierra Leone about the emergency case of trafficking, on how he also paid for some girls to return back to Nigeria. But after the case of him and the Messi Shimo have been settled, and let's just move that aside. But it seems to say that he wants to remain in Sierra Leone in order to help most of Nigerian girls. We are talking about hundreds upon hundreds of Nigerian girls that are being trafficked, that are trapped in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is just at least 2% of the case of every other countries that Nigeria are being trafficked to. Talk about the Saudi Arabias and other countries in the world, that these young girls have been promising some certain job, but getting there, it is different thing or different bargain entirely. VDM decided to say, okay, now that you said, according to you, that okay, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have called you, you are not responsible for at least returning this girl back to the country, you are just a collaborative body, that blah 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 blah. He decides, okay, I'm sorry, madam. Maybe I did not say it the way I should, like what that lady said in the Arise TV news. Maybe VDM just have his own way of passing messages, but that does not state the fact that he is not doing the right job. He might not say it in the manner of good approach, but we all know that what he's doing as a humanitarian or as an activism is doing the rightful job that most of every other politicians and celebrities and every other person in Nigeria entirely, including your daddy geos and clergymen or your imam or your native daughter, abalis and all could not do. VDM is doing it. Am I pressing well? Now, to balance the equation, VDM decided to say, okay, I'm donating 20 million out of my NGO in order to aid the government, because it seems to be that Tinubu and his government only knows how to buy yachts, or only knows how to buy presidential jets, only knows how to increase the Senate incomes, only knows how to enrich themselves, or only knows how to build houses for the vice president, for themselves, and that only knows about themselves. When it comes to the children of the common man, which they pledge that they are here to serve, there seems to pay a deaf ear to this. Now, even Peace Airline, according to the information not yet verified, volunteered to bring its flight to return some of these girls or some of these children back to their parents or to the society, so that they can return these children to Nigeria, so that they can be educated and reintegrated to the society. And I want you guys to watch this particular video of VDM on how he pledged 20 million to support this movement. We'll be right back.
All right, so I know the Rattles will be proud of this. So Rattles, this is our proud moment. Now, towards the end of the meeting we had with NAPTIP yesterday, in order to bring back those girls that are stuck in Ivory Coast as a result of human trafficking, I promise on behalf of the whole Rattles, through the Martins Vincent Ose initiative, to help support NAPTIP with 20 million naira in order to bring back those girls and other victims of trafficking stuck in other parts of the world. So I promised them 20 million naira, and today the money have been transferred to NAPTIP. So as you can see, through the account number 13136790008, which is the NGO account, with the account name Martin Vincent Hotel Initiative, the branch that transferred the money 278 Sultan Abubakar, dates 11 April 2025. As you can see, the account that it was transferred to is Info NAPTIP Donor Partner account, and the description is donation to help combat human trafficking and rehabilitation of trafficked Nigerian victims. So as you can see, the amount is 20 million naira transferred to NAPTIP on behalf of Rattles and the Martin Vincent Hotel Initiative. Yes, on behalf of all of us, because now I contribute that money, we make that money, did that account. Now, I had to do this because I needed to do it. NAPTIP are charged with a lot of responsibilities with a little funding, which is very, very sad. I'm telling you, which is very, very sad. Now, I want to give a special shout out before I say what I want to say. I want to give a special shout out to the Nigerian community in Ivory Coast, because they contributed a lot in bringing thousands of girls back to this country. They have contributed a lot, and also to the Nigerian embassy in Ivory Coast. The only problem they are having there is also funding. They can do a lot, but there's no funding. So I also want to urge the federal government to also try and fund the Nigerian embassy in Ivory Coast, and also support the Nigerian community in Ivory Coast, because they are doing a lot for those girls. They are doing a lot for those girls. So this money is going to go in, like I said, to help bring back other victims and these girls that I was opportune to meet. That being said, I really want to also urge the government to put a pressure on the immigration to help us with our borders. Every day, over 200 girls, over 200 boys leave this country. Every blessed day, they leave this country. It is scary. It is very, very scary. Your male son, your male child can be coming back home today, they go carry on. Your female, your child, your girl child can be coming back home, they go carry on. Do you understand? And who do you run to? We know if we charge all this, we cannot put all this responsibility only on NAPTIP. We all have to work together in order to make this country great. Do you understand? That being said, trafficking is not only when they carry the person leave Nigeria alone. Trafficking, see, they happen interstate. They are interstate trafficking, where they move a child from Abuja to Lagos to go and do hard labor. And you don't want to know what happens to these children when they leave their home. A lot of time they use these children for sexual pleasures, which is very, very sad. Do you understand? They carry all this as low as 10, 11. I can't even say the age because it's doing me somehow. It's irritating me. Do you understand? We need to put hands together. And also the federal government, all these children where they're for road, they beg. Please find solution. Please find solution. You are driving on the road and you are on the hold up. I've been a hold up. You did traffic. Next thing you go see small picking, they knock door, they beg you. Let's see, those are the victims. Those are also victims of trafficking. Traffickers, those are also traffickers victims. Sorry, I know if you talk where the vex the talk with, and I don't want to sound rude because I go to cost people. Do you understand? It's annoying. All those small children, they carry them. Sometimes, and then you see, say they remove their organs. Sometimes they carry all those girls, keep them in a place, wait for them to grow to the right age, and then start doing baby factory from them. All those women, all those girls, they'll wait, make them mature, they'll feed them when they don't grow, they'll start use them for baby factory. They'll give birth, they'll collect the child from them. This whole thing is a big problem, and the government needs to start paying attention to it. Please, we need serious policing on our borders. Please. Immigration only rice when they check. Only rice. Only contraband. The one I go gain from inside. Rice, contraband. Hey, this is contraband. I go seize rice. When I go seize food stuff. When I know they even check who they come country and who they leave country. Children, they go. It is scary. The government needs to do something about this. The government needs to do something about this. The government needs to do something about this. Please. So hopefully those girls will be back in Nigeria. Hopefully. And shout out to the Nigerian embassy in Ivory Coast. And shout out to the Nigerian community in Ivory Coast. Thank you very much. God bless you. and we will continue working together in order to protect our girl child, and not just our girl child, even our children generally in Nigeria. So a lot of them say, I see them, the boys, they carry them there and they use them to go and beg. My God. I don't just know, man. You talk now, they'll say they talk rudely, but there are a lot of names that I want to call. They're supposed to do the right thing. They will not do it. I don't know. Anyways, 20 million have been sent. Thank you to the Rattles, and account number have been dropped also on that. When I know our account number, when I still want support, when I feed one, you understand. The account number did the screen. The account number is 13136790008. The name is Martin Vincent Hotel Initiative, Zenith Bank. Thank you very much. Peace and love. Don't play. If they play, they're gonna learn, and they're gonna learn the hard way, because we are stepping on their throat. All those traffickers, we are coming after you. Thank you very much. Don't play. Protect our children, protect our girl child, protect our children. Thank you. All right, as you can see on Nigerian Story, breaking news. Air Peace pledges free evacuation medicals for trafficked Nigerian girls in Ivory Coast. This is happening after Very Dark Man brought the issue to public attention. As you can see, it is also on Vanguard. Recall that activist Very Dark Man, Martin Vincent Hotel, raised the alarm over the underage Nigerian girls trafficked to Ivory Coast. Reacting, Air Peace boss Oyema offered free flights back home and medical care for the Nigerian girls. He expressed deep concern and condemnation over the recent discovery of Nigerian underage girls trafficked to Ivory Coast. We will bring them home. As you can also see on Vanguard, Alan Oyema, the airline's chairman, made the announcement in a statement. He called for collective effort to discourage trafficking, emphasizing its inhumane and ungodly nature. So from the news, Alan Oyema is going to avail an airplane. He's going to avail an airplane that will go to Ivory Coast to bring back those girls after all documentation have been properly made. So first of all, shout out to Alan Oyema for coming to the rescue of these girls. Also, he is not even a government agent, so he's not charged with the responsibility of doing this. But he saw the whole situation. He understands the importance of doing this, considering the fact that first of all, they are children. And secondly, they are also Nigerians. So he decided to do this. This one not be government agent. This one not be government agent at all. Do you understand? And he decided to do this. So God bless Alan Oyema. Secondly, to the people saying Very Dark Man, you carry 20 million, go give government agency. What about their funding? You people don't understand. Anything where concern poor people, the funding they poor. If them bring the funding of NAPTIP for you with the responsibilities where they charged with you, be surprised. And you know why the funding will not be much? Because now poor people. Now poor people that they work with. Not be poor man picking that they traffic. Not be poor man picking that they go bring. I don't know if you understand. So 80% of the rescues that NAPTIP will do now for the poor. So the funding cannot be big. You don't see the way Abike Dabiri quickly just come out herself. This same Abike Dabiri don't go rescue traffic victim before from another country. So as an African country now, we no consign her. Do you understand? She even they laugh. Thank God for the likes of Alan Oyema, where see the need, where get human conscience. Abike Dabiri felt like it is not a concern. If to say I call out the Minister of Petroleum, the fact saying a taxpayers' money in your hand, you are supposed to redirect Very Dark Man. And again, I will still say it is a concern because they are in diaspora. It is not my concern. Now, why country spoil like this? If na advanced country, you call customer, they go redirect you, go another place. But that's by the way. So understand it today. That anything that concern poor people, funding no they always dey because they don't care about you. They only care about you during politics. Let's keep that aside. Again, since where this thing happened, as those northern girls, those Hausa girls did that video, no northerner don't reach out to me or even send a message or even make a post about it to say, oh, say Arewa children for somewhere. None of them. None of them. Nobody. Hello, Very Dark Man. Yane, munge woni video de kasa internet. Yane, yazamu tebeke kamukao. Nothing like that. Now, I let you they bring plane. Do you understand? So shout out to Alain Oyema and God will bless you. And shout out to the Rattle Gang for sharing that. You understand? We did together. You see, the whole effort is paying off. You understand? The most important part is to bring these girls back to Nigeria and also make we join hands together to fight all these traffickers. We no feel overlook them because say it never happened to us. And to immigration, please tighten our borders. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, the Minister of Interiors, you are in charge of the immigration. Direct them to do the right thing. Direct them to do the right thing. I no one come born for Nigeria every say tomorrow. My pikin me na Jack Pako. Me na street boy. Me na street boy. Other street boy day. Or okay, maybe now I don't get some kind of small thing, but I still be street boy. Maybe I go fit put my own pikin for another better school, better than the one when I go in the future. But again, I still need to speak to my people, speak for my people. What of the people where we say they no get to put the children inside all those kind of schools? They'll come, they carry their children, they go. They carry leaders of tomorrow, they carry them follow border. Shout out to Alain Oyema, God will bless you. And again, answer Alain Oyema, please. Please, I want just to use the opportunity. If you watch my video, just want to use this small opportunity, beg you. I go do one for another video. Peace and love, don't play. If you play, go and learn, and you will learn the hard way. Don't play.
All right, you guys have watched the video, so I'm going to be leaving it here so that the video will not be too long. And I'm waiting for you guys to comment your thoughts. What do you guys think about how VDM is doing this and how the Nigeria government and Madam Abike and every other body that knows that this is their responsibility on how they're handling everything? Why are they always waiting for somebody to drag them or to say on certain things words that is unappealing to them before they do their rightful job? If you call them out, they will not answer. But if you say some certain words that is unpleasant to them, you see them ranting on social media, ranting on news, going to Twitter to tweet unspeakable things in order to defend themselves. Why is it that elites are not doing the work that you elected them to do? Me, I don't know. And I thank VDM for the great work that he's doing. And this is where we're going to be ending the video today. Remember, God love you and stay blessed. I pray that this month of April will be a month of opening doors and God bless you beyond your imagination. I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section. If you love this video, the only thing I want you guys to do for me, even if you did not subscribe, please just click like. I'm able to get like 1,000 likes from this video. It will help this content to grow. If you love this video, please just click like. Just doing this. It takes nothing from you. I love you. Until we meet again. Peace out.